YouTube is live. Let's see. I'm gonna do a little intro first. Alright, Facebook is live. Instagram's live. Let me turn this a little bit. Alright, this is Shalom's Unsnobby Music Hobby Podcast. Thanks everybody for listening. I know I'm standing kind of strange, but that's okay because we're sharing a mic today, and that's how it is. I got Donnell, and you just want to be introduced as Donnell, okay, from Ambi Athletics here, and Anthony from Gamble Apparel, and we're just going to be interviewing these guys over some of my old music that I made instead of live music today. So I hope everybody enjoys that. Of course, we always start with a quick prayer in Latin, so I'm going to do that real quick before we get going. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancti, Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tua mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. And here we go. I'm going to ask some questions, and these guys are going to answer it. And we're going to start with Donnell. All right. So just 1 minute. Describe any big things in your life that you want to talk about. Just 1 minute. Highlight of your life.
I would say I got so many, dude. So it's so many to wrap up in 1 minute. So
well, we'll go over more stuff later. So this is just kind of like your elevator pitch for your life.
I would say recently, you know what I mean. I developed a new mindset, you know what I mean, towards life. So I see things a lot differently, you know what I mean. I'm a man of different principles, so and it's helping me to grow wiser, you know what I'm saying. So I would say that's when things started to peak for me, when desires change and I've gained access to something that can help me grow higher, you know what I mean. So you know what I mean. I would say that's my elevated peak or elevated pitch for my life. I would say recently.
Awesome. Now, Anthony, give us a 1 minute, and if you could lean in a little bit, you can scoot your chair up. I know it's a little tight. That's how we get down around here. 1 minute, kind of just elevator pitch. You're in an elevator. Somebody wants to know, who are you?
Basically a little bit about my life. How would I put it? Good question.
Don't think too deep, because we're going to go in deeper with more questions later.
Alright, well, basically, my life, the way I wake up every morning, what I do is, I thank God. But of course, it's just, I have a passion to create clothing. Like, I just want people to see my designs and make sure I can wear this and be different. That's all what it's about. My life is just being different. I consider myself a popular loner. I know a lot of people, but not a lot of people are on the same thing that I'm trying to do. So I kind of separate myself a little bit and keep my head down and just keep grinding. So that's a little bit about me.
All right. So back to Donnell. What's your passion right now?
My passion right now. I got a lot of them.
What's the driving one, the main one that drives everything else?
The main one that drives everything else, I think, my drive to be an entrepreneur. I had so many visions, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't even say clothing, because it's not going to stop there. So I would say my drive to be an entrepreneur and my hobbies will be able to be participated in that, you know what I mean? So I got desires to start my own filming company and things like that, you know what I mean? So it's gonna go deeper than clothes. So just me being an entrepreneur, I can do whatever I want at that point.
Right. Okay. But right now it's starting with clothes, and you're gonna expand out from there, basically.
Right now, clothes and acting are my two biggest passions right now, or my two biggest drives right now.
All right.
Clothing brand and then being an actor.
All right, great. All right, so Anthony.
What drives me is my family. I just always want to make sure my family is good and my friends are always okay. So that's what drives me to do what I want to do. Um, when I met Donnell, he inspired me a little bit more because I just needed some motivation or somebody to show me this is the way to do it. And he was really the one that kind of showed me, like, I can go do this and I can go do that. So just want to give a shout out to him, really, and my family is what's keeping me going. And with the designs, it's a message to society. Like, a lot of things people don't pick up on. So that's kind of what my clothing is for, to get people to recognize, like, something's not right. So that's kind of what my clothes are for.
All right, great. So we just happen to get two people who are doing clothes right now, and this question isn't on my list, but like, how did it happen that you guys ran into each other, or did you already know each other, or did you see his clothes and what happened?
Oh my goodness.
You got it.
So, I would say, I don't know, man. I prayed a lot. I was in a lonely place. I got a lot going on with my family and whatnot. So I was in a place where I was kind of by myself. I felt like I needed a family. I needed a back supporting. Like I needed some legs to put the foundation that I'm carrying. So, the crazy thing is, I was in the mall and I just stopped at this store and I'm looking around and I'm like, man, I got desires to put my clothes in here. I want to and then I hear somebody say, can I help you? So I'm like, in my mind, it's like, because I'm angry because my clothes aren't in there. So I'm a little envious, right? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yeah, I desire to put my clothes in here one day. How do y'all do this? And he was like, man, I got ideas too. It's all in my head right now. And I was like, bro, I've been saying the same thing, man. I know how you feel. I had that same look. And then it's like, it can grow from there. I mean, for those who aren't religious or anything like that, I don't mean no offense, but I've been reading the book of Samuel and David's been inspiring me with his leadership. So, having true friends, you know what I mean? That's a real good backbone. So that's how that kind of went.
All right, awesome. Some people on Facebook are saying you can't see them. I hope that's better, Facebook. It's not a perfect setup, okay? So bear with us. Okay, so we're going to switch it up, and I'm going to ask you, did I ask you what's your, I did ask you what's your passion right now. Okay, so we asked what. Now, let's go a little bit into why. Sometimes the what and the why aren't the same. So, let's start with you. Why is, your passion what it is right now?
Like I said earlier, really my passion right now is clothing. It's just so people can express themselves. I feel like that's how, when you first meet somebody, you're not supposed to, but you say, what do you have on? And if it's something different, that drives a different type of conversation. So my why is for people to be different. And then, like I said, it's also just for my family, just a way for us to relax, really, is what I'm aiming for a couple years down the road. So that's my why.
Okay. So, Donnell, what is your why?
My why is because there's people who dream and it's not happening yet. There's people who, they're alone or they don't feel like anyone's there. It's people that's just going through life and they're self-encouragers. There's only themselves to encourage. And so I went through all those lanes before. You know what I mean? They're all storms. They're not something you can just hop over. So it's like, I want to go back and appreciate those people because there's a lot of people that get to say what they want. You know what I mean? They get to say how they feel, express the life they've been through or whatever else, but they don't understand that it's painful when you can go through a emotional or mental torment for so long. Mm-hmm. And so my clothes, I want to deliver a message through clothing. You know what I mean? Through prices, through how it's designed, through how it looks, through what it means. And so it's growing. That's how I know it's a good why. It's bearing fruit.
Awesome. All right, so since you're already on the mic, we're going to move on to who inspired you or who inspires. So it could be somebody living or dead that, you know, all wrapped up kind of with what's happening right. Did I hit a nerve?
No. Because I mean, when I think about inspire, I'm not really. I don't, like I said before, maybe people who are watching that aren't in the, religion or whatever else, but I am a follower of Christ, so I would say, uh, you know, I do love Jesus Christ or whatnot, you know what I mean? But my inspiration and when I grew came from David. I was reading Samuel, I was like,
okay,
this dude is different than what, you know what I mean? You have to read it on your own and see how somebody, you know what I mean? It's almost relatable to where I can see myself as
right.
that. And then I got inspired from there because it's like the leadership, it was gritty. It was
right.
You know what I mean?
It
So I was
wasn't
like,
clean.
I can relate to this because
a lot of people read
I mean?
that.
I got a lot of grit.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people read that story and don't see that. It wasn't easy for David.
And so I got inspired from that, just the leadership in that, and it was like owning it. You know what I mean? And it inspired me to just own what I believe. I'm not, you know what I mean, the negatives anymore. You know what I mean? I can grow from there, and that just inspired me. So I just took off from there.
Okay, great. And same question for you. Who inspired you, living or dead?
This is crazy, but actually, Jay-Z inspired me the most. You know, it's just showing like me being a black man. You know, I just want to be at the platform where I can show people this is a different way to go. Not everybody has to rap. Not everybody has to be an athlete. As a black man, you can be a lawyer. You can be a doctor. You can have your own company. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. And if you're going to stay down and you're going to grind and do what you're supposed to do to get the things you want. So Jay-Z is my inspirer, and I also say, of course, God. You know, without his blessings, I wouldn't have some of the ideas I have for my clothing or the meanings behind them. So I'm just glad that he opened my eyes at an early age. That's all I'm thankful for, really.
All right, since you're on the mic right now, what's in the future for you? What do you see in the future, or what plans do you already have lined up?
Okay, so yeah.
Don't tell all your secrets. Okay.
I can tell you what's planned to happen in the next few months. Me and him our clothing lines are joined together. It's called High Quality Company, and it's just not for clothing. It's for his show. He has a show idea, and it's called Weirdos. You know, we also have something. We have a tour coming up. We're trying to work to get to every high school and just give a speech about financial literacy, building a brand, a business, all of those types of things. Like he said, a fashion show there is just to show the younger generation there's a different way to go. And that's about it.
So is it the same thing, or I'm sure you have some other things in the future for you, so you can go ahead and chime in on that.
Well, I do have some acting opportunities. October 12th, actually, at 2 p.m. and at 6 p.m. at the ODU Theater. I'll be blessed to be able to perform in a stage play called Onward and Upward, ran by a phenomenal director. This lady, I mean, she picked me out the rough. She just asked me, do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I enjoy it. It's something that's fun for me. So, and she's like, come along. You know what I mean? I've been having her work with me ever since. But she's a Miss Tanya Rollins. She writes and directs and stuff like that. So, she's actually the one that wrote this stage play. So that's on October 12th. And then there's a film that I'm in. That I'm in.
Is this Tanya right here on Facebook?
What was she saying?
It says Tanya. It says October 13th at 4 p.m. Don't forget that. That's what she said.
October 13th at 4 p.m. Also, all 3 shows. Don't y'all forget. The 12th at 2 and at 6 and the 13th at 4.
I was wondering who this was on YouTube the whole time, messaging back and forth.
But I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, it's fun having a support system. You know what I mean? It's fun having people behind you.
Right.
I've been on this journey so long by myself. You know what I mean? All the nights I had to talk to myself, encourage myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pick myself. I mean, you can Google me, look me up, wherever. You don't know. My name isn't anywhere.
Right.
And then for me to be elevated this high, it's like, this is cool. And this is just the start. You know what I mean? It's just the journey that's fun to me. The destination is not really. It's not here.
Right.
So I can get all the Maseratis I want. They're just gonna go in the trash. I don't want them drawn on. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but in the future, I'm in a film also. And that's gonna be pretty cool. It's called The Refuge.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Written by Ambi Clemens. I'm in that. And that'll be also Weirdos is a show that I wrote myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's going to hit for the fun. That's gonna be crazy. But Weirdos, and it's a film that I wrote also called What a Day. And we'll be shooting that too. So
okay, so all this is coming out in the future. Awesome.
Yes. I would say early 2020.
All right, and we're gonna have in the show notes in the description on all the channels, we're gonna have links to everything. You guys are gonna provide me website links, the show, and all that good stuff.
I almost forgot. September 28th is my brand reveal.
Okay, right? September 28th.
So check my Instagram for that, Ambi_athletics, AMBI_athletics. All right, don't be fooled by what's up there because there's a lot in the mix. I mean, I'm gonna let that talk for itself. But September 28th, it'll be my brand reveal. It'll show where it's at and everything else. So I mean, come out, pull up, support. You know what I mean? Just have fun, do what you do. You don't even have to shake my hand. Just come out and have a good time at that place. I'm gonna put you on camera and make it look like you knew me. So we're gonna make it work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the last question for each of y'all, and we'll start with you since you're already on the mic. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Boy, you know what? It's funny though, because I get to sit in front of a mic and I can go. I would tell my younger self and just throw shots at people that hurt me and things that I've been through. But I would tell my younger self the whole way through. You were about to go through you're about to go through torment. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You finna go through torment. It's about to be the worst thing ever, possibly, that you could think of. NBA, no. All of that is a no. Just follow the plan the whole way through. Just be a man of good principle and just continue to be yourself. You don't need all the friends. You don't need none of that. Just, it'll come to you. That's what I would tell myself. Continue to be the weirdo you are and just, you know what I mean? Love yourself. And I wouldn't have went through so many things. So I would tell my younger self that. That's what I would say.
Okay.
What would I tell my younger self?
He's young boss. He's young already.
My younger self. I mean, I would say keep doing what I was doing. I mean, I was able to stay focused on what needed to be done. So I'm very thankful for my parents. You know, they showed me the way when I was younger. A lot of things they think I'm moving too fast, but you know, I consider myself on military time. So if anybody knows anything about the military, you can retire at 40 and pretty much be kind of decent. So I'm kind of on the same thing. So I started kind of young with just thinking of ideas and coming up with things, and I just kept them to myself. You know, I always was kind of like different from everybody else. You know, I would still be cool with everybody or everything, but it's just I was just wanted to do something different. I never really agree with people on things because people don't have the vision that I have. And God, you know, I met him and we kind of have the same vision. Like, regardless of what people say about us, you know, we're going to do it regardless. And then we just going to make it work. So I would tell my younger self, just keep grinding. That's all I would say.
All right. Any announcements, shout outs, anything you want to throw on there before we do the closing. Anything. It's up to you.
I mean, I'm gonna give a shout out to my Savior, Jesus Christ. I stuck with it. Like, I stuck with it. And so I can see he's proud of me. So he's leading me with wisdom. And so now I have wisdom. So now I got everything. So now it's like life is different for me. So I like to give a shout out to that. As of right now, I mean, and I like to give a shout out to, oh my goodness. Yeah, Renee Holmes. I gotta give her a shout out too. She been riding with me this whole time. Like,
she would have been mad if she didn't hear the shout out.
No, it's not even about that. It's just about the fact that, like, I just went through. I don't even know what to call it. Like it's got to be profanity in there for it to matter. Like, I just went through a storm. I don't even understand it. I mean, I lost like 30 pounds in like 2 months. I had no money to eat. I don't know why I was struggling. You know what I mean? And so now it's like she stood there. You know what I mean? I've been walked off on a lot. She stood there. So it's like I have to give her a shout out. She's been a good friend to me. They say a good friend is better than a brother. So
before he gets back on, all your links, we're going to put them in the description, but you can shout out anything you want to, a website, social media, whatever.
Let me give a shout out to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Ambi, AMBI _athletics. And also the website is in my bio. The website's closed right now, but will be open on my reveal date.
September 28th.
Yep, and then also I'll give a shout out the 14th, this Saturday. Pull up, you know what I mean? We got a little pop-up shop going on, a little gathering going on. We're gonna function, so come and have a good time with us. I mean, everybody's gonna be out there, need every penny. His brand is gonna be out there. I got a homeboy that has for the real slides, so I mean, we'll see if they'll pull up. You know what I mean? We got a lot of other people that's doing some great things. So everybody that's mobbed out with us, I didn't name all of them, but they'll be there in attendance. So I got to shout that out too.
All right.
That'll be big. That's cool. This Saturday.
All right.
Check my Instagram for the information. All right.
Shout outs, last words, anything you want to throw on here.
First, gotta give a shout out to my family. You know, the Simmons family. I hope y'all tuning in and watching. And then he gave a shout out to his girl, so of course I give one to mine. She's held me down a lot. You know, I'm a knucklehead sometimes. You know, sometimes we have our disagreements, but I know she's not going anywhere. So I love you. You know, I see you in a little bit. But yeah, shout out to my girl. And then you guys can follow Gamble Apparel _ on Instagram. You can follow Gamble Apparel on Twitter as well. And then we have our website up and running. Like he said, his is not fully complete yet, but he's dropping it on the 28th, and it will be linked into this website. So you can follow me. I mean, you can go to this website at highqualitycompany.myshopify.com, and it's 2 Y's at the end of company. 2 Y's at the end of company.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna do a quick. Let me turn the mic over here. Oh. This is how we gotta work when we broke, you know, but it ain't gonna be forever, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is the best start.
My egg keeps falling down. I got Jesus on this egg. That's how I roll.
Over wine any day.
So I'm gonna get my book, Imitation of Christ, real quick. I'm gonna let some music play. It's gonna take me a second to get that, and we're gonna do our closing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I already had it. Oh, sorry about that. I'll fix it. All right. So Let me see if I can get the mic facing the right way. So we're going to do our closing out here, and we always do the Imitation of Christ. Great book. You can get it on Amazon anywhere. And we're going to read from Book 2, Considerations for Interior Life, Chapter 4, on Purity of Mind and a Simple Intention. If your main object is the will of God and the good of your neighbor, you will have great interior freedom. If your heart is straight with God, then every creature will be a mirror of life and a book of heavenly teaching. So we're going to read that one more time. If your main object is the will of God and the good of your neighbor, you will have great interior freedom. If your heart is straight with God, then every creature will be a mirror of life and a book of heavenly teaching. And that's from the Imitation of Christ. And that's it for Shalom's Unsnobby Music Hobby Podcast today. Thanks, everybody. We had Tanya and AET, I don't know if I'm saying that right, watching on YouTube. We had Kathy, Stephanie, and Elijah on Facebook. Thanks, everybody who tuned in. Thanks, everybody who will tune in the future. We do this almost every day, so check back at sdcason.com/subscribe. That's Sigma Delta CASON.com/subscribe, and you will find all the links, and we will have all the information that was in this podcast. These guys are geeking out over here. AET. Who is that?
It's me and my girl's YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. I'm like, these guys are geeking out. What's going on? Okay, so.
Hey, shout that out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
AET.
Yeah, it's AET. Yeah.
So check out AYEETEE, the YouTube channel AET. Because they checked us out, and I guess it's this guy's channel right here. So check that out when you get a chance. In the meantime, in between time, stay holy, my friends, and God love you.
Crazy.